Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Seasonal Skin Review Podcast. I am your host, SDHD, and today we have a returning guest on the podcast. Welcome back to the famed Fortnite news page, leaker, and the guy who can find anything and everything, FNAssist.
Yo.
It's nice to have you here again. Last time you were here was Chapter 2, Season 7.
In a while, I think it's 2 years, right?
Yeah. That is crazy. But I'm going to screen share because I haven't done that yet, apparently. So this is all the skins we're going to be taking a look at today. Not going to go in order of how they are. Just going to randomly click on one, starting with Breezabelle. Honestly,
that's which crew was it? Which month was that for crew?
What was that?
August crew, right?
Yeah,
No, it was July crew.
No.
July crew.
Yeah, it was July. Yeah, this one was
designed by Denny.
That was a surprise. I didn't think that we were going to see a concept skin in the crew pack. That was pretty interesting.
Yes, the second one after Summer Sky.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that Summer Sky was. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So for Breezabelle in particular, I like the fact that it was a crew skin because, honestly, I feel like it gives you another opportunity to get an Isabelle-style skin if you don't want to get them through, like, purchasing them or just missing out on all the prior events and stuff.
Yeah.
This one was pretty nicely designed, I think. Very fitting for the summer feel. I liked the shirt especially. That's got like a really nice diamond design pattern on it. I really like that. And the recurring theme of the diamonds with the necklace and like the little medallion on the side there. It's pretty interesting skin. Honestly, despite all the Denny controversy and everyone saying like, oh, Denny skins, why? I don't care. I think this is really nicely designed.
Yeah, I think people like what's it called? Forget the fact that Denny's only designed 2 of these Isabelles. And Epic
Exactly. Epic is the one that does these. And that's one thing that I'm a little confused on with a lot of these skins is people think, oh, well, we should boycott this skin. This person made it. Yeah, they had the idea for it, but Epic made this. This wasn't ported over. So, despite all that,
I love the skin itself, though. The styles are nice.
Yeah, definitely.
And the what's it called? The pickaxe, the like bubble ones, they're great.
Yeah, and the message in a bottle too. We've never had a message in a bottle, so that was nice to have one in the game for once. But,
as far as rating, I'm not sure. I think between A and B at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't go over that. This is the first podcast I forgot to do that. For anyone who's not ever watched one of these podcasts, we, between our choices, whatever is in between our rankings is the one we give. So if I said A, he said C, B is the rank. And if I said A, he said B, we go with the lower of the two. Forgot to mention that. Glad I thought of that. Now we can continue on. What did you say?
I'm not sure. I'm struggling between A and B.
Honestly, I kind of want to put it at a B. I'm going to be a little bit more strict this time for this podcast specifically because I want to actually go in depth with some details and why I feel like some of them might be a little lacking. Personally, for me, this one being a B, I do think that the Isabelle skin is a tad bit reused. However, I don't think by any means that this is a terrible skin.
No, not at all. It's a very good summer skin.
Mm-hmm. But that's my final one is B.
Yeah, I'll go with B.
Okay. B for Breezabelle. Yoink. Lorenzo. Oh, I love this skin. Honestly, dude, this one, wow. When I first saw it in the trailer, I was like, okay, you know, this skin looks pretty okay. I'm all right with that. And then I saw that there was like survey skin leaks and there was a separate style. I'm like, this has the potential to be a really good skin. Sure enough, here it is. This is exactly my kind of design pattern, like with the shadowy elements to it. And honestly, with the styles it was given for super styles, I think that this one marks its way up to an A for me.
Yeah, I think it's an A. The only thing with this one I didn't like is I feel like this really was a second style for Renzo,
Yeah.
and they just decided to make it a separate skin.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's another
don't know
reason
about
why.
that, especially 2 battle passes in a row. It just felt kind of weird.
Yeah. How much you want to bet next season we'll have another character that was the same thing? Oh god, I hope not.
No.
I hope not.
No, hopefully. Next season's looking to be like a great spy remix season, so.
Yeah. Well, either way, Lorenzo, definitely in agreement with an A. We got Renzo the Destroyer, Lorenzo, what's next? It's Low of Ren, I don't know. Some medieval character. The Nike Airphoria bundle. This was a surprise. I was not expecting characters based on Nike to actually come to the game, especially one being entirely made out of shoes.
Yeah, this is the third Nike collab
Yeah.
we've done. And definitely one of the strangest ones. Like, the previous ones were based on merch, and this one they decided to turn 2 shoes into a humanoid person.
Mm-hmm.
The map for it was very good.
Oh my god, that map experience was amazing. I honestly, that was probably one of the best ones that they've ever done for some of these promotions.
The skins, I was kind of like, eh. I didn't mind like things like the back bling. We got one for free with the map.
Mm-hmm.
But the skins themselves, I'd say probably, I don't know, maybe a B or a C, possibly. Depends on what you think.
I want to say creativity-wise that the male skin is really well designed. The female skin I also think is really well designed, and the very monochrome color, the fact that it's only white and like a grayish silvery tint to it, that I feel like makes the character look better than it could have. In terms of collab skins and how this one went, I kind of want to put this at an A, because other collab skins have been a lot less creative and more, hey, we're taking our merch and plopping it on this character.
Yeah, that's fair.
This one was much more creative, much more like the basketball in the stomach, the tennis balls hanging on the side, the character being entirely themed around the sole and the comfort of a shoe. It's all of this is very creative to me. So
you kind of sold me. I feel like, okay, I'm gonna push mine up to a B.
Okay.
I don't think it's higher than a B.
I'll gladly put it at a B here. But yeah, I definitely think in terms of creativity wise, like you got to think Moncler, the Ferrari stuff, they were all actual like Fortnite characters that were just like merch, wear it. That's the skin. This one wasn't. But up next, I guess we'll go with the Futurama collab. We'll start off with Bender Bending Rodriguez.
This is definitely a good one.
What's that?
Definitely a good one, this one.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I think the Futurama collab skins were just, it was such a nice surprise. And it kind of gives us a glimpse at what it could be like if we ever got Simpsons in Fortnite. Because it's very similar art style. For Bender specifically, giving him that gold style, I think that's what sold me on that character. I never actually was able to get it myself, but that's okay. The idea that we got this in Fortnite still is, it's insane. Personally, I want to put Bender at an A. I'm also going to bring out the other ones here, if I can find their pictures. Philip, where is you? Don't tell me I didn't put a picture of Philip J. Fry in here. Did I really not?
I can see him in the bottom.
Yeah, I got pictures down on the bottom, but wow. I never put pictures of the other people in here. Wow, this podcast is much less prepared for than my prior ones. I don't know what happened this time.
Cut that part out.
No, I'm not gonna have time to cut it out, so I guess we'll just have to roll with it. So Philip J. Fry, here he is. I could have sworn I had a picture of him in here somewhere, but maybe I'll find it later and I'm just blind. And Turanga Leela was the third one. We'll just make you a little bit smaller here and put you in the top. So yeah.
Okay, Bender is definitely A, as you said.
Yeah.
I think he was translated perfectly.
Yes, definitely.
He looks great in game.
There is.
I think even I don't know if you've seen, but even when you do emotes and emotes that would normally move the mouth, it just does the squiggly line on the mouth for him.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. I did not know that. Yeah, definitely putting him at an A. For Philip J. Fry, in terms of meme quality, it was nice. It was nice, but I don't think that Philip J. Fry translated well into Fortnite.
No, I don't think the other two did very well.
His face, like with the detail on his face, it just kind of fades away if you rotate him, and it kind of makes him look like it's just a plain face with giant eyeballs. And I understand that it's difficult to do this kind of stuff, especially 3D modeling a 2D character. It's challenging, and I think that in terms of how they did it, it was the best they could have done, and I appreciate that they actually did this. But I think that Philip, in my opinion, is probably more towards a B. It's still really cool to have Futurama, and that's why that I think I'm keeping it up higher, but definitely think, in my opinion, that both Philip and Turanga are actually at a B.
Yeah, I think they're both a B. My main problem with both of these two is they may look alright on like the renders and not as good as the game, but the main thing for me is they look huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, they are like massive.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, that is all of them. I'm actually really curious now if I somehow managed to plop a picture of them in a lower layer on here. Nope. I didn't. They just didn't exist. Wow. Alright, that's cool. I could have sworn I did that. Up next, since we're already on it, Ciri. We'll go with Yennefer after this, but another Witcher character. Very interesting.
I wasn't expecting it, definitely. And I feel like, I'm not sure, but I kind of feel like it was delayed.
Yeah.
I had that thing in my head. I feel like these were meant to be in Season 1. Because we usually get the secret skin in the past, and maybe some skins in the shop later on to match them, but we had nothing.
Yeah.
It kind of felt a bit out of place.
Yeah. I can agree.
But for the skin itself, it was sick.
I definitely can see them, like, with Epic in particular, one thing that I know that they love to do is have skins that fit well with the theme of a season. And while they would have definitely been a lot better for Chapter 4, Season 1, I'm glad they didn't release in Mega, because that wouldn't have made sense. Giant, futuristic cyberpunk city. Oh, look at that, it's Witcher.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of So with Wilds and like the hunting kind of theme, yeah, Ciri and Yennefer was pretty good in that regard. I think Ciri is very well designed. Definitely, you can tell it's Fortnite style of the character, but I think they did a good job in terms of how Ciri is designed for this game based off how she actually is in Witcher. I was kind of not a fan of the fact that the Basilisk glider was sold with the character and that there was no option to get them separately.
Oh, with the big bundle, that's right, wasn't it?
I wasn't fond of that. I kind of hoped that I could get the glider separately and not have to worry about getting the skin, but you have to get it all together, and that kind of, in terms of how to obtain the skin, kind of knocks down the rating for me, but in terms of its design, I definitely think Ciri was a B. I think Yennefer and Ciri, both in my opinion, are a B. They're not they're cool characters to have in the game, but they're not absolutely spectacular in terms of like, oh yeah, this is amazing that we have this. It's
Yeah.
it's very forgettable.
Because they're gaming legends. So, like, you
Yeah,
wouldn't expect that like crazy detail on them.
yeah.
They didn't have any styles. I did like the I did notice there was a glowing effect, wasn't there, with her hands
Mm-hmm.
when you use the pickaxe.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Yeah,
a nice touch.
I think it was unfortunately very forgettable. I can agree with you here. If it was in Chapter 4, Season 1, it would probably be a lot more memorable, because then we'd have all of them together. But since it was so spread out, we've had so much time since the last time Witcher was around that now it just doesn't make sense. But personally, I think both Ciri and Yennefer are a B.
Yeah, I can agree with them both being a B.
Okay. And obviously it can't go with the Yennefer not being on the screen for at least a few seconds. And Ciri at a B. Wow, I made the PNGs a lot bigger than I should have. Alright. Up next. Elder Scrolls Nord Warrior. This is probably the first collaboration skin in a long time that I actually went out of my way to get.
Did you buy from the store or from the game?
I bought it from the game.
Ah.
I got the Elder Scrolls Online claim pack when it was available for the back bling, but in terms of the character itself, I went out of my way to get this from the game because I thought this was such a cool design character. Like, this is what I hope to see from Gaming Legends series skins. This one in particular, it was the best choice they could have done for anything Skyrim, and I am very happy at how detailed it is. This does not look like a Fortnite skin. It looks like a character from those games, and that's what I like to see. I think, personally, Nord Warrior for me is an A.
I'd agree. The detail on it is insane.
Yeah.
It was an unexpected collab, and it may not be like, you know, the most recognizable thing from Elder Scrolls. I'm pretty sure it's the base, like, kind of default thing in the game, right?
Yeah, it's like basically a cover image character. Like, he doesn't even necessarily have a name. He's just a character that they use for promo art. But
it looks insanely detailed, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely amazing. All right, let's go back to another Battle Pass skin. We'll start off with Trace. This was made by the Epic artist who actually just recently got hired at Epic, Baudet. He made Trace, and honestly, I think that it was so translated well into this game. This one, I cannot put this lower than an S for me. I think this was the best designed skin in the entirety of this season's Battle Pass. Super Styles too. Super Styles also. The red, the rainbow options, and what was it? Was it gold? Was the other one?
Yeah, gold.
Yeah, gold. Always got to have gold. But yeah, I think just the reactivity on this character alone and how so many different styles it had with the hood up, making it look like a ninja, and just like this really cool... He kind of reminds me of like Dune in a way.
Yeah.
But personally, I think Trace is an S.
Oof.
Feel free to disagree. That's what this is all about.
I'm gonna throw a spanner in the works here. So, he is probably one of the best skins of the past. I can't remember which one is my favorite. I know I liked some of this in the past as well. This Battle Pass is kind of mid overall. But Trace is good, and I liked his green style and his full set. One of the other things I liked a lot was the detail that if you used his emote on the green style, the watercolor would change.
Yes. That was awesome.
And I really liked that. It was annoying it didn't work for the superstars, though, I won't lie. But it was still cool. The superstars, as you said, did look very good on him. And I loved the little tank on his strapped around his chest. It's like it's meant to be like slurp, I think, inside.
Yeah. And it changes color as well.
He's a cool skin. I'm not sure if he's an S, though. He's hitting me with an A.
All right.
But I feel like we could put him in A for now, and then come back later and check. Depending on whether once we put an S.
Yeah. I'm content with that. Honestly, that's what this is all about. The same thing that I have with the philosophy for this skin review podcast is that it's not about praising Epic for every little thing. It's about praising them when they do good and giving good constructive criticism when things may not work out as well as you'd expect.
Yeah.
So, I'm...
Plus, it's harder to make a rank when it's only like skins for this season and not over the entire game.
Yeah, that's why I refuse to make an F tier and I just go reskin for some things. Because if it's a reskin, it's like, yeah, you know, there's no point in reviewing this. We've had it already.
Yeah.
But D is kind of like the lowest, like, okay, we need to... Maybe you could make some adjustments here. So that's the lowest I will go. But up next, Rianne. Another Battle Pass skin.
I did like this one.
Yeah, this one was pretty good. In terms of this particular Battle Pass, I feel like this one kind of... I don't know. It wasn't necessarily one of my favorites, but I don't think it's bad at all. I think this is I don't know, I feel like she could have been much better in a racing Battle Pass than a Wilds one.
That's true. I know what you're saying, but she kind of feels like
she feels like someone that would be at a pit stop. Yeah, like a mechanic.
Yeah, like a mechanic vibes. I get that.
Yeah.
I like that they didn't just throw a random skin in. Like, they actually did tie her back to the jungle. She's got like that jungly kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Second style. She's got like that jacket you can take on and off, which is a nice customization feature. I know set, of course. I know it's like, I feel like it was kind of thrown in, but it has that "this is fine" emote, which is great. So
yeah, that is amazing.
Points. But she's a decent skin. She's like good. Like, I think she's like tier 20, right? You know, they run that area.
Yeah, she's pretty early on.
She's a good tier 20 skin for the past. So I think she's probably a B.
I can agree with that. All right, Rianne at a B. Up next, we'll do another Battle Pass skin, Mariposa. Okay, now this one, I want to say this was the one that fit in the least with a Wilds Jungle Battle Pass. This would have fit so much better, I feel, in like a carnival style or like very wacky Battle Pass. This one was more, all right, let's bring her in. You know, circus, dynamo, wrestler. Yeah, this was definitely the filler of the season, I think. But in terms of her design, I feel like this was a much better take on Dynamo. Dynamo for me was definitely in the D tier because it was, you know, it was very early on, one of those designs where at the time they didn't really have much that they were doing with characters. There weren't selectable styles when they first made Dynamo. This one, we finally get to see a more... We get to see more personality with the character. Rather than it being just a plain character that's dressed up like that, you get to see a background of like, okay, she's like this normal girl that has this love for wrestling and specifically, as they call it in the game, Llama de Muertos. This is... I feel like this is a much better take on Dynamo, but in terms of how well she fit in with the season and the overall, like, her being out right now, I don't know. I don't think this is higher than a C for me.
Yeah, I think this is my first C of the season.
Yeah. Sorry to all you Mariposa lovers out there. I don't say the character sucks, because it doesn't. But all right, up next, Kimiko Five Tails. Why did we not have this in Mega? This would have been Mega, for sure. I'm a little confused why we got this now. In terms of the creativity of the character and the design of it, this is definitely among some of the better ones that they've done. I will say in terms of the image of how she looks in the render versus how she looks in game, they are drastically different. I feel like she looks a little bit less good in game than she does on the render. Having the tails be selectable is interesting choice. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. This one's kind of iffy for me. I'm trying to figure out what I enjoy or dislike about it. Because I'm kind of neutral.
I added an update, and I was like exporting all the skins, and this one just popped up, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it's just one of those.
It really threw me off.
You see it, it's like, why?
It was she's a member of the Fox clan.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, it's strange considering she physically is a fox.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about this skin.
I'd like to.
I feel like it's got forgotten straight after the update.
Yeah, the only thing that I remember the most about this was specifically Jojo Josiah and how he constantly was posting about it and how everyone was like calling him a furry for wanting to get the skin. And it immediately took him away from it. Like everyone was like, "Oh, you're furry, you like the skin." He's like, "No, I'm not." That was probably the funniest thing that was memorable about the skin for me, was that situation. But after that, and like after all of that was forgotten about, like Kimiko was, I don't know, it didn't really stick. I think for me, I'm very neutral, and I don't know what to vote this one. So I don't know. I don't want to put it at a C because it's very creative, but I also don't. I don't know. I kind of want to just put it at a B and say B, you know?
I would agree with a C, to be honest.
Okay.
I feel like the creativity is there. I just feel like it didn't land as well as it could have.
Yeah. We'll go with the C. In terms of its design, it was definitely very well designed, but there are definitely some changes, I think, that could be made to make it look a little bit better in game. Up next, Innovator Sloan. I don't think we're done with her. I don't think we're done with her at all. I think that this skin is going to get some styles in the future because we've seen in the survey that she has sand powers. We know now that she was basically healed from what happened at a prior season where she got nearly killed in a tank. Relic saved her with this power technology, and I think this technology is the same thing that allows Relic to cloak. I think this technology gives Sloan sand powers. So I'm expecting that in the next season we'll see a little bit more done with Sloan and giving her a second style for this character, probably. So
hopefully,
with the hope of that happening, and if that happens, then that would be a really nice addition to this skin. I would consider Sloan's variant this time around to be a B, but as of right now, in Wilds, compared to what it could have been, I think right now I'm looking at a C for Sloan, because it's literally just Sloan in white clothing. There isn't really anything different this time around. I will definitely bring Sloan up to a B. Oh, I'm not going to hate you at all. Go on ahead.
I feel like this one, honestly, when I saw it, I get it. It's a remix Sloan. She's in a different outfit. But, like, I don't know what it was. The white, gold, and like pinky purple. Really kind of like I liked it. It was definitely a contrast from like the Sloan we've seen in her armor and IO suits.
Yeah, it's definitely much better than the black and white. Oh, okay. I mean, I can definitely see that. I mean,
that could just be my love of the storyline as well.
That could be. Yeah, as much as I love the storyline and I love the original characters and whatnot, I feel like, I don't know, like I said, right now in Wilds, with the fact that there is nothing else that's been done with her, I feel like it's a C for me, just specifically because, you know, she's just Sloan. There's nothing different. In terms of what could be added in the future and the fact that we know from the surveys that she had sand powers, I would bring that up to a B, definitely, as soon as I find out if that ends up happening. I think with You know what? I'll just for the sake of this, I'll go up to a B on my rating.
Yeah, that meets in the middle as well.
Yeah. It would have been either way. If you would have been A, I would have been C. It would have been B anyways. So I think for this, I'll go up to a B just because we still have potential. She's not dead. She's not gone. We're just getting to understand more about Sloane, and hopefully we get to see more cinematic stuff. I really hope that this chapter isn't going to be flooded by like, map stuff, crashing buildings, the ground broke, what's next? The characters aren't saying nothing. I kind of don't like how the story's being brought into this whole, like, you have to interact with this specific character with a specific skin in order to actually get some knowledge. Like, that doesn't really make sense to me. But, whatever. Up next, JK's favorite skin, Jitter Shock.
This one, when I first saw it in the surveys, I thought it was an edit style.
I actually never saw it in the
other
survey.
monkey-looking skin.
I
don't know if you remember it.
No, I don't. I think I paid attention to the very first 2 waves of survey skin images, and then after that, I kind of just stopped paying attention because I didn't really want to get spoiled on a lot.
Yeah, I get you.
Obviously, a couple of them slipped through, and like the other day, I saw the one that was like this big inferno guy. Like, that looks so cool. But Jitter Shock, this one was a complete surprise to me, and I think this one is so creative. It's so different. I would put Jitter Shock at an A.
I'm torn on Jitter Shock. I don't know what it is. It was, what's the original skin? Is it Volt? He had another skin before themed like electricity. Is his name Volt or?
No, that was Hotwire.
It's not Volt. Hotwire, that's the one. You reminded me a lot of Hotwire redesigned, like not from Chapter 1. I was like, okay, I see where they're going with it. But I don't mind it. I zoomed in on his face and regretted it. I didn't realize how you could actually see his facial features. I really didn't like it when you zoomed in. I noticed as well on the little like golden grenades he has on his waist. They have the same symbols as Raz's glyphs. I have no idea what that's for.
Okay.
Whether it's just reused for detail or what, who knows?
Could be like an elemental type
skin.
thing.
And I was originally thinking C. After you've made me think about like how he's a bit more creative, I think I'm gonna go B.
Okay, that's understandable. Yeah, I think Jitter Shock, it definitely brings about like the similarities of Hotwire, but you got to think too, Hotwire is like this character where you don't really get to see much of his face, and he's got a mask on, and it covers a lot of his facial features. I feel like for Hotwire specifically, he was an electrified character that was so well hidden under his armor that you couldn't really tell by too much that he was different. With Jitter Shock, you get to see a lot more of those details. You get to see a lot more of that, this character's made out of electricity. This is what I think bumps him up to an A for me. And it's just... I do have one gripe with this, and that's the fact that he doesn't really have much to his set. It's just the one knife that he carries around.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have done a little bit more to it. Personally, I would have loved to see like a giant spiky electricity ball for a back bling on this character, but that's just me.
It reminds me a lot of a Scooby-Doo character.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's like a mix between like the 1000-volt ghost and the Phantom Virus.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Wow, alrighty. Well, that was Jitter Shock. Up next, let's go with, let's just do this now. WWE, Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. Okay, we're gonna just move you side by side here. So, I think for Becky Lynch, I definitely like the fact that she was given decent amount of styles. One that was actually from the WWE, and then one that was original to Fortnite. in terms of her items, it's another one of those things where the price is a little bit increased because she's got other stuff that is attached to her in a bundle. I do like the fact that her back bling was also a pickaxe that could be used together. I feel like they did Becky Lynch's character a lot less justice than they did Bianca's. Because Bianca has a full set, she's got multiple styles, and her pickaxe is reactive, where if you hit critical points, it puts out like a little kiss emoji. I feel like Bianca, for me, was much better in terms of how it was done than Becky's. I think Becky's kind of landed at a B for me, and Bianca's was an A.
I can agree with that. I definitely saw them. I remember when they got like leaked from insiders. I was like, damn, I don't know about those, but they looked better when they got into the game.
Yeah.
Had a lot of detail, and they had nice styles. They had the jackets on and off, and then the different clothing variants. It reminds me as well, because I think it would have been like quite a while ago, talking like 3 or maybe even 4 seasons ago, I leaked that the WWE was getting a female character.
Yeah.
And funny enough, though, that was with the code name for Ohana female, which is John Cena. We still haven't actually got that, so we might still have another one on the way at some point, or it was a placeholder name and they changed it. But it's cool to see that they finally arrived. I'd say they're an A and B, yeah.
Yeah, that is very interesting. And there was that one, but what was her name? Didn't she like your post or reply to your post or something like that?
What's her name? Rhea Ripley.
Yes. Yeah. iTalk was like freaking out, dude. He's like, wait, we need this.
Maybe she's next, you know?
Yeah, it could be. You never know. Epic has a lot of things held up in the bank there. There's still some stuff that I've heard about from 2 years ago that we still haven't got yet. So I think they're just waiting for the right moment on most of it. But
yeah, some things get held back a lot.
Yeah. All right, up next, Oleander. Everyone says this is Viper from Valorant. Personally, I don't see it. I think this is much better designed and completely original to Fortnite. This character is pretty interesting. I
definitely was like, I honestly, I feel like I never saw it in the surveys, to be honest with you. I went back and looked and it was in there, but I'd never noticed it. Yeah. And the detail on her is insane. Like, she's got like the Venom arms, and you can see within it, it's got like the cells of each Venom part. I love it.
Yeah.
Kind of like looks like a mix between like a leaf and a snake. That's what like really does it. It was sad that she only got like 1 day in the shop, because she was like, you know, quite an interesting skin.
Yeah, I'd like to see Oleander make a return.
Yeah. She's very detailed.
I think Oleander, in terms of her design, and I think playability with this skin is definitely high. I would personally put Oleander at an A. I think this is one of the better detailed ones we've seen, like especially like you said, so much detail on making her look very similar to a snake with the scales and all of that. What I like is, on top of that, you get to see like on her forehead and on her neck, she's got like these little fangs that are used in a design pattern, and she's also got the recurring theme of both on her mask, on her face, around her neck, and on her side, she's got like little like vine tendrils. Yeah, it was very fitting for this season. I think it was a great choice for this season. So I'd put Oleander at an A.
Yeah, I'd agree with an A. She's definitely very detailed.
Alrighty. Up next, might as well do the JJK stuff. Get that all done, because that is a huge chunk of this. So we'll start off with both versions of Yuji Itadori. The fact that JJK was leaked and nothing was a surprise apart from the fact that we got Yuji. I was kind of sad that this was leaked, because this would have been groundbreaking if it was just out of nowhere, like the Naruto and Dragon Ball stuff. When everyone was seeing the leaks for it, I feel like everyone was taken away from it because everyone didn't see Yuji. It's like, well, here's Yuji. You can't have JJK without the main character. And that just kind of like, they kind of made it obvious, like, it's an event pass. Like, they're going to do an event pass for this. There's no way they're not putting Yuji in the game. So I feel like that kind of spoiled the surprise for me, was that whole leaking situation. But in terms of Yuji and how they made him a character, I don't necessarily enjoy the fact that they made 2 separate skins for Yuji. I would have much preferred them both being in the same character, like some of the other ones were. I feel like they could have had much more of an incentive to buy the JJK pass than just giving us a streetwear version. I feel like they could have had a whole nother character. Like they have I don't remember her name, but there was another character that they could have brought in for the event pass, and I feel like that would have been a much better choice. So for Yuji and the fact that they separated the styles, I feel like that brings me down to a B for him. I feel like he could have been the best. He could have been the best. So I'm gonna plop both of the Yujis in B. Also, this is where I start seeing some large image previews being overlapping, so I'll have to put that up to the top here. So up next for JJK, Satoru Gojo. I think because of how Yuji was done for the event pass, I personally think that Satoru was the best one for the JJK stuff. I feel like he was the best designed character, and he had so many cosmetics themed around him that were just much more fitting. I feel like Megumi, yes, he has some cosmetics, and yes, Nobara has some cosmetics, but they were very forgettable. Even though Satoru was sold separately just by himself in the shop, there was all these different emoticons around him, and it gave him more personality than all the other stuff was. So
yeah,
I feel like
I'm not familiar with the
I'm not
show
either.
myself. It's one of the ones I haven't seen.
Yeah,
But I just on an outsider view, looking at the collab, he was one of the definitely more detailed, better looking skins out of the set.
definitely. As soon as I saw him leaked, like he was the first one that I saw, I was like, okay, yeah, this looks nice. But then I saw Megumi and Nobara, and it's like, okay, they're kind of dull looking in a way. Yeah. Like I get there's not much you can do here, considering this is an anime where these characters don't necessarily have like these demonic looking styles. It's just them. So it's it makes sense. But I think Satoru was definitely probably an A for me. I think he's the only one that's an A for me out of this entire collab. I would put Nobara and Megumi at a B. So, we'll just plop them on the screen here real quick. So, what's your thoughts on Satoru?
I'd say he's also a B. Just like, he looks pretty much. That's the thing as well. Like I guess it's the it was the same issue with the AOT collab. Mm-hmm. Is that all of their outfits were the same because they didn't give them many styles or like take them from different parts in the show.
Yeah.
So like when you line them up, anything that you notice mostly different about them is the heads.
Yeah.
But he didn't have a style. I'm not sure if he would have any styles. But I feel like it's a B skin.
Yeah, I can understand that. All right, yeah, we'll go with that then. Sorry to all you JJK lovers. I know my friend Cam is a JJK lover as well, and this is probably not making him too happy, but hey, what can you do, really? These kind of things is difficult to translate into Fortnite, so it's understandable that some of them might not hit as well as others. Chaos Explorer. This was the face of the Summer Royale event. I'm calling it Summer Royale because I don't remember the actual name of it.
Summer Escape.
Summer Escape, right, okay. They're fair. These summer events, I swear, they get more forgetful every year because they're not as enjoyable.
Don't blame you.
Chaos Explorer I really enjoy the fact that he's not 1500 like the original Chaos Agent was. I really like that he was a green 800 skin. That bumps that up to me for sure. I think that they did this was very creative. The fact that they were giving a Chaos Agent skin, who already is a masked character, they're turning his mask and his character into a scuba diver. I think that was very creative.
I liked it. It was definitely not what I was expecting when his code name was leaked like months before. We were getting a summer version of Chaos Agent. I was expecting him to be like, I don't know, in a summer bathing costume or something.
Oh my
God. I
God.
feel like this was the good approach. I feel like rather than like ruining his character, keeping him as like a mysterious, creepy scuba diver name, I feel like it fit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to rate him though.
I don't know. I don't really want to put him at a B because, I mean, in terms of Chaos Agent, he's a good character to begin with. This is a very creative theme for him, turning him into a scuba diver. And the fact that he was so cheap, that's what I think puts him up to an A for me. They made him very affordable, and he's a really cool looking skin.
I can agree with that.
All right. Chaos Explorer at an A for Agent, prior Agent. Up next.
And I think maybe you could move what's his name? The one with the eye thing from the JJK collab. One who has the eye patch thing.
This guy?
Yeah. What's his name?
Satoru?
That's it.
Wait, where do you want to move him?
I think you can move him to an A.
Oh,
I
okay.
think he's a bit better than the rest of them.
Yeah. As I was thinking, he's... And the rest of them, they just... I've already explained Yuji, but Nobara and Megumi, they're just... The outside cosmetics are what make the character cool. Satoru doesn't have all that, so he's just by himself. Alright, up next, I'm gonna go with my absolute favorite skin this entire season, Core Knight Talus. And there is one reason why I like this skin the most, and I'm going to plop that on screen right now. There was a character that I designed a couple of seasons back. I don't remember what season it was in particular that I made this, but there was a character that I called Dreadlight, and I absolutely loved the idea of him. I made multiple variations of him. It was that character, and I'm just going to do a portfolio page real quick to show this. But I also had this version of him. So I had two different versions. And I feel like this is the closest we will ever get to having that character in-game. And I absolutely love it.
Second version there.
Because
the chest piece and like the mask and the hair.
Yeah, with the chest in particular, it's that same open chest with the rock in the middle. And you've got all the armor around it. And then for the head, Core Knight Talus, this render specifically only shows the mask being on, but there is the normal style where the mask is off, and he looks like exactly that same Dreadlight character, where it's just the head with the eyes, no mouth, no nose, and just a flaming head of shadow. I think this was this was S for me, because this is the kind of design. It's my philosophy with these characters that I make for this game is I don't make them because I want to get them in game. I make them because I've always wanted to have characters like these in a game.
Yeah.
So to have that bumps that up to an S, because this is literally one of the characters I wanted. Yes, it's not exactly the same as what I had, because, you know, obviously mine had like actual fire head and eyes on the hands, but that doesn't matter to me. This character looks amazing to me. I would put Core Knight Talus at an S.
Originally, I would have thought of an A. But after looking at him more, he is a very detailed skin. And I think looking at the characters we got on the bottom left for the season, there's not many that I can say are an S. So he's probably one of the coolest looking season.
Yeah.
So I would agree with an S.
Hell yeah. Core Knight Talus, success! All right. Up next, Vicora, the quest pack that we just recently had, the 1200 V-Buck quest pack that we get every season. She was a very interesting one. Her base style was kind of dull, I think. But when you take into account that she's got the other style that you can unlock from completing the challenges and getting the tokens, I feel like she was pretty well done. I really like the shadowy feel that she brings about and the mask that she has on for her second style. And the fact that she was sold with a wrap, little dagger sword, woven shadow blade is what it's called, and like this diamond star back bling. I think all of this together puts her up to an A for me. She was originally a B when I first saw her first style, but including that second style with everything, I think that bumps it up for me.
This one was a tough one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember seeing her, and the level up packs for me are either hit or miss. I think it was last season was the Celestial Guard, right?
I don't.
Yeah, the Galaxy Knight.
Or
was it the season before?
No, that was the season before. Here, I can actually look. I have it on my page here. Last season was Captain Hypatia.
Yeah, I really don't like that one either.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Vicor for me. I feel like I saw the survey as well. I can send it. Hang on 1 second.
Mm-hmm. I'll plop that on screen too, so that viewers know what we're talking about.
The survey one.
Oh yeah.
Second style, I felt was.
Oh, that's not it.
Drawn so much better than it got put into the game.
There we go.
Because like, instead of using a mask for a second style, is actually just like part of the smoke and flames, and the rest of the outfit was done right. I don't know. It felt like she just looked so much more demonic, and then in game she just kind of turned into like this woman who just chucks a mask on.
Yeah, that's why I don't like looking at the surveys. Honestly, I feel like we get such a sense of false hope from looking at these.
Yeah.
Like it's obvious that we probably were not meant to see most of these, but for those that we were, there's a reason that they don't do certain styles like these. I would like to know those reasons, because this one would have been amazing to have, but I feel like most of their designs and what they choose to do is not necessarily because they don't want to. I wonder if there's some limitations of stuff that they can't do. Yeah. But this one in particular, I can see if
like something like that could block the screen for ADS.
Yeah, I can see quite a lot of issues in terms of creating this character that they could possibly have, and with them at Epic, I know that they've made it public that the process of making a skin takes about 8 weeks to do. It's challenging to do something like that you would have so many problem areas with in just 8 weeks, because you're working on a live game. You have to push this stuff out as consistently as you can. You can't have delays. So obviously with a lot of these, they're just going to have to scrap them because they can't focus the time on them. That's understandable. Yeah. But with Vicora specifically, they still wanted to keep that idea, and they still did in a way. And yes, it wasn't a survey skin, but I think this was still a pretty good idea. And I'd be okay with knocking down Vicora to a B, honestly.
I would put her in B.
Okay. Vicora at the B. There we go. Wow, we don't have very many left. All right, we'll do Relic next. Definitely one of my favorite Battle Pass skins. I think Relic was perfectly designed. I thought it was just going to be him in the rock armor at first, and then they actually gave him a face. And I thought it was so much better after that. And his second style with his jacket and the fact that he turns into like an icy blue style, as well as he's got the super styles, I feel like this was definitely among the best. I would personally put Relic at an S.
You know, I think I agree, and I loved Relic's colors. Mm-hmm. Now, the only thing that knocked it down for me was the fact that like they had that one on the screen, and they had the dark blue and gold, and they gave the rest of his set those colors. Then for the green wildcard style, none of his set got that treatment. I felt like it was thrown in the last second.
Yeah.
But I feel like the wildcard one is one of my favorite styles for him because it just looks so jungly.
Yeah.
And it just fit the boss of the season.
Yeah, but that jacket style though.
Oh, and
that
the
looks so
jacket's
nice.
great.
That looks so nice. So yeah, I'm definitely S for Relic.
I would agree.
Alrighty. Up next is T800 Terminator, the actual Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator. We did not get this when Terminator originally came out as a collaboration in Chapter 2, Season 5. I was so sad to see that we got the exoskeleton instead of the actual dude, the main face of Terminator. So to actually have him now is kind of nice. I think that they could have done this a lot differently. They could have just had it be Terminator with his selectable styles and then also give us a style for the actual Terminator exoskeleton. So, considering how late it was, I don't know. I don't really felt like it fit into a WILDS season. I would have
fit the season.
I would have much preferred we had Terminator next season, considering we're now going into an Eclipse dark red heist kind of theme. I feel like Terminator would have been much more fitting there, but despite all that, and despite how late it is getting this character, I think that this is amazing. I think the different styles for Terminator's face and being able to see like those iconic looks to him, that was pretty nice. The rest of the set having those I'm trying to think of what they're called. The polyalloy blades, pickaxes, the truck emote with Peely driving the truck.
Fantastic.
Oh my god, all of that was so nice. I personally think, I don't know, I'm torn because I want to put it at an S because it's
I agree with that.
really iconic.
The damage style is insanely good.
Yeah. All right, S for Terminator. I wanted to put that at S, but I was like, I don't know what to do here. What do I say?
No, I agree. I see why.
All right, this one, Galaxy Crossfade. I don't know what to think. I think this is a very interesting take on Galaxy stuff.
Yeah.
We've never had a Galaxy skin with a clothing style like this. It's always been just the standard Galaxy skin, and we've never had a character with the face not being Galaxy. And the fact that she also has a non-Galaxy version of herself as well is very interesting. The aesthetic that she brings out and the aesthetic that they're trying to give her with this whole her being like this galactic DJ, that's really interesting. And the emote that they made specifically for this character is one of the best emotes that they've done in a long time. I think
I loved the emote. I will admit that.
Yeah. I think the
was
hype
great. It loops after like a whole minute as well. It's like a really good music and animated emote. I love it.
Yeah.
The skin, I don't know. It didn't hit it for me.
Yeah, I feel like the DJ helmet is a little off-putting on some styles. The Galaxy one doesn't look that bad, but for the other styles, I feel like it's very off-putting. I would personally put Galaxy Crossfade at a B, just because I feel like they hyped it up too much. There was the competitive cup, all these extra things you could do for it, and it took so long to release after that, it just kind of died down. I don't really feel like it there was either a hit or a miss. This one was, unfortunately, I think, a miss.
I'm not sure. I don't know why I'm telling you C. Torn between C and B. I just feel like even with the human styles, instead of being like fully Galaxy, I look at it and I think it could have been a bit more to the outfit rather than just some like baggy pants.
Yeah. I definitely feel like the whole galaxy theme is much overused, and I don't enjoy it as much as it used to be hyped up about. I think that there's probably only one other character that I could ever want to come to this game that would even reference this galaxy theme, and that would be a concept by someone else in the community, Bryce. He made a galaxy concept. I think was it called Comet, something like that. That one's probably the only other galaxy character I would actually want in this game. The rest of them, I don't know. I feel like that's it. No more after that.
Yeah, it's them. They do them yearly now, isn't it? For Samsung
At this
Cup.
rate, yes.
So it's be interesting to see how far they keep going with them.
At this rate, next time they shouldn't just make a galaxy skin. They should make a character that is a literal walking galaxy rather than a character with a texture of a galaxy. I would love to have a character that's like this buff warlock looking character with a void for a head. Like, why do we not have that? That would be perfect. That would be very hyped up.
I feel like there's a lot more they can do rather than just chucking like a female's clothing to some galaxy texture in the future.
Yeah,
so I hope they do.
I'd be content
For now,
with a B or
I
a
feel like
C.
she might be. I'm gonna go with C.
Okay. Usually go the lower of the two anyways, so that's fine by me. All right. Up next, Court Queen Irissa, a Wish set quest pack. I don't know how I feel about this one. Irissa originally, when I saw that skin from a prior season, was pretty cool, and I rated that one pretty okay. But I don't know. This one, it doesn't necessarily feel... It doesn't feel all that unique. It just borderline gets out of the reskin territory for me.
Yeah, so they've just changed some of her clothes slightly.
Yeah.
I like the theme they went for like being like a tennis girl, and then she also has like the summer just like casual style with like the bucket hat and
Yeah.
all that. Oh, and the one thing about this that I did like is that you can turn on and off the cell shading.
Yes, that was actually... This was the first one that ever did that, right?
No, the Academy Champions were the first.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, well, including the fact that you can turn off the cell shading, I think that bumps this character up a little bit for me, but I would not go higher than a B.
I consider it a B. I like her casual style a lot more. I actually forgot to pick it up because she left quite soon.
It was also a paid pack. I don't necessarily like paid packs. I would prefer that it would be V-Buck related stuff, but I understand if you got V-Bucks in the pack itself, they're not going to let you just do it for V-Bucks. But all right, up next, Era. Many different styles. Honestly, I think this character was also one of the better ones in the season pass. So much reference to time and just the alternate timeline versions of her. I think it was very well done. I definitely, with how she fits into this season, I would put her at an S, honestly. I think there's so much variety to this character that you could use any style and it would feel like a different skin each time.
Yeah, I really liked her styles. I won't lie, and I loved her emote transition with the entire set. That was something that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I think it's the first built-in emote that also changes the wraps.
Mm-hmm.
So like pretty unique skin. I feel like she kind of fits the wilds too.
Yeah. This is that nice, it's like foreshadowing for the season, because she was this big, like, past, future, present, timeline, reality kind of character, and now we're seeing at the end of this season oh, this big apparatus in the jungle that's able to show us the past and the future. It was nice foreshadowing for this pass, and it fits in very well. I definitely go for an S for Era.
Yeah, I feel like she's an S skin. Out of the list we have for the season, she's an S.
Mm-hmm. All right, up next. I'm going to plop this one in this season. I know it is not actually going to release until a couple of days after the season starts. But I think Volpez should definitely be a part of this because we've already got a lot of items from his set, and he's technically the current Legacy crew exclusive. So even though he's not technically available to play as, he's introduced in this season. So unfortunately, because it's a reskin, I want to put this in the reskin category. There is nothing different about this skin at all, except for color.
Just white.
It's just a snowy version of Phoenix. Yes, it's nice to have the music pack and a couple other cosmetics for this character, but this is reskin for me. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not good. It's not bad. It's just a nice neutral, and I'm glad that it's a free extra and not like a full crew pack. All right, Vivi Chroma. I don't have a full picture of this character because there wasn't a full transparent of this character. This is the PlayStation Plus Celebration Pack skin this season. This was a nice nod to Rainbow Royale before it actually happened. I had a feeling that this was going to happen. Vivi Chroma is, while she doesn't tie into Wilds, it was definitely, like I said, foreshadowing to Rainbow Royale. I think in terms of her character, she was very well designed. She definitely gives off a really nice rainbow aesthetic compared to all the other characters we've seen with rainbow aesthetics. I feel like she's one of the better ones. And she's got like a couple of neat tie-ins to Zoe from Season 1 Chapter 1 Season 4.
Is she? I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, because Zoe was the candy-haired girl, where she's got like little candy fragments in her hair. This is the exact same thing, where it's got like I'm just now noticing she's got a crescent moon on her head. Wow. So even more foreshadowing with this character. But I think Vivi Chroma was definitely an A. It was a nice... It's a free skin for PlayStation users who are already subscribed and using online services. So I think definitely, considering it was free and it comes with some other cosmetic stuff, it's an A for me. It was very well designed for rainbow aesthetic.
We have split opinions on this one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I claimed this skin, and I really didn't like it that much. I feel like it was like two skins, like slapped together. You have the top with like that candy kind of rainbow theme. Then the bottom is like a dark skirt and like the paint cans, and I was like, huh?
Yeah, I can understand.
It's definitely one of the most interesting skins we've seen.
Yeah, I can understand this character is definitely not much of a replayability factor in it. Unfortunately it is forgettable, but the only reason I'm putting it up so high is mainly because of its aesthetic and how the design portion of it is for its color and whatnot. But yeah, whatever you have, we'll go either in between or whatever's.
Well, I was thinking
lowest.
originally like a C, so in between would be a B.
Okay, that's understandable. Running out of room in the B's. If we get another one, which we might, we'll have to move things over, which I might just do that now. Sorry, Nobara, you're getting hidden a little bit here.
You just overflow into the bottom of the C section. Probably won't reach that far.
Yeah. All right. We don't have very many left. I think we got about a little over 10. Paradise Meowscles. In terms of having a secret outfit for the Battle Pass, I was not a fan of this one being the secret outfit. I'm glad that they don't necessarily consider them secret anymore, because this was not fitting for that. I would have much preferred him to be a part of the battle pass itself and have Relic be the secret skin. Considering he has much more tie-in to the story than Paradise Meowscles does. I feel like that's something that's been very forgotten about in terms of Fortnite and their battle passes. Is we used to have the secret skin or bonus skin mainly be something that references the lore of the season and leading up to the next. Relic would have been fitting for that because he healed Sloan. Sloan started up this ancient apparatus in this jungle and is now viewing the incoming future. But Meowscles is just like, hey, I exist. Do some challenges for me. Meow.
Yeah. I feel like
I definitely
all of that kind of pushes him down. He's still kind of almost a reskin too.
Yeah, he's just out of reskin territory for me, just because, I mean, obviously he's got the long flowing hair. He's got the tropical garb to him. I do like the nod to his involvement in Chapter 2, Season 2 on the gun holster. He's got a golden hand, except it's a golden paw. That was a nice nod to that. There was a lot of cosmetics for Paradise Meowscles, 2 loading screens, the Cala Coconut back bling, a ton of sprays, and oddly enough, an emoticon for someone crushing a slap bottle. Don't understand that one. But I think Paradise Meowscles is a C for me. And that's not because he's poorly designed, it's just because he's not too different.
Yeah, and he's definitely not worth the place of the character's secret skin slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say a C.
Okay. Up next.
I feel like if he didn't have some little bits, he'd probably enter a D.
Yeah. Yeah. Up next is Razor Ray. It's Bullseye, but pink. This one is just out of reskin territory for me as well, but I think personally this might be the only skin in this entire season that I would put at a D.
I would agree. I feel like it could have just been an edit style. Ballsy already has like 4 styles. There would have been no reason to just add this another one.
Yeah.
I feel like you must,
I don't see anything special with this character at all. It's, I don't know, it just feels very minuscule compared to the rest of that was available this season. And it's very forgettable. I mean, I'm certain that a lot of people who are watching this probably had no recollection of this character existing. And she wasn't even in the shop for that long either. She was there for like maybe a day or 2, and then, it hasn't been out again since. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd agree with the D.
Okay. Up next, we'll talk about both of these together. Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal. Optimus Prime being in the Battle Pass was pretty nice. This is our first Transformers collaboration. And as a matter of fact, next season I'll be reviewing the next Transformers pack because we're getting another 3 Transformers skins. That's crazy.
Weirdly not in the same season, but...
Yeah. I think Optimus Prime, they tried to have him have a higher role in this chapter, in this season, than he should have. Making him say the same thing over and over and over and over again on the radios and the cars was kind of annoying. And I don't know, I feel like the way that they led up with the season through the cinematic and everything, it kind of made it seem a little bit less meaningful, because all of those ruins and temples now seem like they're only there because they're a Transformers collab. And I don't know.
It was kind of pushed into the season. I mean, obviously it was for the Rise of the Beast film, which is like about the jungle and stuff, so it definitely fits.
Yeah, definitely.
And Transformers isn't just like new tech either; it's also about like ancient artifacts. So it definitely fit the season theme.
Yeah.
Despite it being like robots. I can understand why a lot of people weren't happy with him being part of the lore. I thought it was quite cool. But he didn't, he didn't have like the biggest role. He was just there, kind of like narrating, if you will.
Yeah.
Um,
I am Optimus Prime. We
yeah.
have ancient evil.
It was cool that they got the actual voice actor too.
Yeah, that was cool.
I'd say for Optimus, I'd probably put an A. Primal, I don't know. Might be a C. Only because I feel like Primal should have had that helmet style where he has the gorilla mask.
Yeah, and they haven't really done much with him since he released. He was just there that 1 week, and then it's never come back.
Yeah.
It feels like we need another Transformer. What one can we do? Oh, this one? Cool. Plop. There you go. No offense to Epic, because I know that's probably not what happened, but yeah, I definitely can agree with both C for Primal and A for Optimus Prime. All right, let's get these done. Combat Tech Jewels. This was the starter pack for this season. It's very similar to prior Jewels skin. Personally, I'd put that at a reskin, kind of. Either that or a D.
She is a reskin. She is the same model.
Yeah.
I think like one or two things are slightly mixed up.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd be content with a
pants
reskin
change
on that.
slightly. But it's a nice reskin. I won't lie. I really did enjoy this skin.
Yeah, I feel like in terms of jewels, like Combat Tech Jewels, putting her at a C or a D would be a lot less. She doesn't deserve.
She's like a B tier skin.
Yeah,
it's more of a reskin really than anything.
Yeah, the reskin category for this particular review, it's just we've seen it before, and we could like it, we could hate it, but this is just it's a neutral category. Like it's don't really feel like we need to decide because we've seen it already, and we've already viewed it and rated it before. So yeah, I mean, if she was brand new and we've never seen this before, yeah, I can agree she would be a B. But I don't know, just reskin for now. Clip, finally, we got Clip from Save the World. Where is Major Fork Knife? Come on, we need Oswald.
I know a lot of people weren't happy with this skin because they changed it instead of using the same model.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I can see it as well. I can see why it wasn't great.
I'm just confused why we didn't get Clip before Ned. That one I don't get. But bringing another original Save the World character into Fortnite through the Save the World starter pack, I feel like that was another really good choice. Personally, in terms of Clip's design and how much personality she still has, even through being in Battle Royale, they've established Clip as a character, and she's definitely a B tier for me.
I see it. I feel like if she had the same model as the one in Save the World, I feel like she'd be a B. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I feel like she's a C for me.
Okay.
It's just like that change. Like, I feel like if you remember, he did it with Penny. He changed her slightly, and they brought it to VR. I feel like she looked a bit better. They improved her. But for Clip, it just feels like a bit like someone cosplaying her.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, we are on the last remaining 5. Well, actually, technically 6, but only going to be 5 different reviews. We'll start off with my favorite thing that they've done for this season. Why do I only have one PNG? Come on. Both of them together. Princess Lexa and Prince Orin. This is the first ever crew pack that we've ever gotten in Fortnite that gave us 2 skins. And they're completely different.
It was a great deal as well.
Yes.
I feel like it's so good that they didn't do like, here's it 1 month and here's the next.
Yeah.
So much better to put them together. And
this is what they should have done back when, I think what season was it? I'm trying to remember. Where we had the one girl there, she was like a blacksmith. She had the hammer. Yeah, she was the medieval.
And, Kieran.
Yes, Sylvie and Kieran. They should have done them together. That would have been a nice crew pack. So I like that they learned from that and did that this time. And in terms of them originally being anime style skins and now being actual full-fledged, really good looking designed characters, this is an S tier for me, dude. They could not have done better with Lexa and Orin.
I would agree. This is one of the best remixes we've seen for their original characters. I compared them only just the other day, and like they look nothing like the original. They look so much better.
The original Lexa was so creepy looking, and now she actually looks okay. But yeah, one of the best crew packs we've ever gotten. Honestly, it's going to be hard to top that next season. I kind of hope that they find a way to, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Opal. A lot of criticisms about this skin from a lot of people. I don't understand why nobody likes this skin. I think that this is pretty well designed. I mean, it's the biggest thing for me that I like about this character is that it's different. It's a fully unique character model, and we don't have to worry about it beating. It's not the standard female skin, the standard male skin. It's a unique character with a unique body type, a unique face, who just so happens to be the sister of Ruby. I think that this character, all things considered, yes, it's probably not higher than a B for me, but I like the originality of it. I like that it's not, okay, we have to use this same character base. We're just making an entirely new character. So I would put Opal at a B.
I am thinking a C, and here's my reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
I like the new face model. I like her introduction as Ruby's sister.
Mm-hmm.
However, pairing her with Ruby and giving her no styles that Ruby has, but giving Ruby her style, gives you almost no reason to buy Opal instead.
Yeah,
Ruby has her base red, blue, the emoji, and now this like pastel pattern, and Opal got none of that treatment. It's just a base style, nothing else.
You know, that's understandable. I didn't even think about that. Who knows? Maybe they'll do that in the future, but
hopefully they give it like the same style as Ruby.
Yeah.
That's why I put it in a C.
Okay. Well, either way, we'd be going lower of the two, so that makes sense. All right, Elite Striker Saphira. This is the collab that the collab skin for the Fortnite Football Club that we should have had to begin with. This is a completely brand new original character, brand new face model, brand new color pattern, design pattern for the clothing. We got a really cool back bling with the soccer ball in like a trophy looking thing. I think that this character was really well done. I would put this one at an A because this is what they should be doing for collaboration related stuff, rather than standard base model characters with merch. I like the originality.
It was a surprise, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when she got first out, everyone was like, "Is this another?" Because the FFC set, they have like, what are like the celebs? They have like LeBron James,
Gref,
everyone like that in the football kit. So everyone's like, "Is this another person?" But it turned out it was just another standard Fortnite skin. We've got like a football kit treatment.
Yeah,
and I liked it. I feel like she should have released the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that they had it there for the Women's FIFA World Cup.
Yeah,
that was her like reason for release. And I feel like I liked her design. Like, she's not just a standard football kit. We've already got tons of those. She's wearing like a cool, modern kind of what's it called? She got like those plates on her side. I love the trophy. But yeah, I feel like she could be an A.
Okay. Well, there we have it. Saphira at an A. All right, we only got two more. We'll start off with one of the lower of the two for me. Designer Suki. Yes, I think this was a really, really brand new and awesome looking design for Suki compared to what we've had in the past. However, this one was also very forgettable for me. I just don't see the appeal. The design is cool and the color pattern is cool, but It's another Suki, and it doesn't feel all that original to me.
This is the third Suki we've had now.
Yeah.
And she's definitely the most unique out of the ones. But like, yeah, I feel like she shouldn't have been a rare either. I feel like she could have been an uncommon.
Yeah.
Just because, and then just sold the back bling as like a separate one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a reskin, definitely, not by any means. It's definitely a remix. She's very forgettable. But
Yeah.
I feel like if anything, the pickaxe was what sold her set for me most.
Yeah.
It's a very nice, like, knife with great impact.
I don't see her higher than a D for me, honestly.
I'd agree. I'd agree with a D.
Yeah. Crazy to think that there was only 2 in this entire skin review that were a D. This last one, a lot of people have criticized FNCS Renegade, and a lot of people are like, yeah, it's another reskin character specifically for the Fortnite competitive series. But my personal take on FNCS Renegade, this is the best FNCS skin I have personally seen. Because, yeah, we had Renegade Runner a couple seasons ago. And yeah, it was a really cool, like, cybernetic looking take on Renegade Raider. But this color pattern, the diamond blue style that comes with the FNCS and the green color palette, that's so nice. That looks so good. I think this is probably the better of the 2 Renegade Runners that exist. I would put FNCS Renegade at an A.
Only thing is, for me, she is a complete reskin.
That is understandable.
And, like, I agree. I like her more than the original Renegade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's just a lot more vibrant design. It kind of fits her more. And she's probably the best FNCS skin we've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
The green and the white, and then, like, the chromatic blue-silver. Looks great. But, like, it just felt so off to reskin her after less than 1 season. Like, her original outfit was added mid last season, and now she's already been reskinned.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt kind of off. That's why I feel like she's more of a reskin category.
Okay. You know, I actually, out of the entirety of me doing this skin review podcast, I've never had a time where I've done a rating and then someone else has done a reskin rating. So it's kind of hard to differentiate from so high up to a reskin category. So I think what I'm going to do from this point forward...
I would 100% agree.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that she is, and she was only last season's reskin for me.
Yeah.
Just like,
So I think going forward now for other podcasts is whenever someone has the ability or the option of reskin out of the 2, I think we'll just go reskin. Because it still keeps that idea of like, yes, it's a reskin, but it also we've gotten our original thoughts on the character specifically, and we know now like it's not terrible. It's a really good skin, but it is just fitting under the reskin category. So in terms of reskins, this is the most reskins we've had in a few seasons. I think last season was 1 reskin, and I think the one before that, I don't know if we had any. I'll have to go back and look. They're all... I have all the episodes up still, but...
keep in mind, though, that the jewels there isn't a complete reskin. Like, they did actually remodel her, add some bits. They changed her pants and her shoes.
Yeah.
She's kind of like a more one for, like, Mega City vibe.
Yeah.
It still is jewels, and the outfit didn't change that much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's still got, like, the crop top on. She's still got her gloves. They'd, like, a bit more new. All of her outfits a bit, like, remixed.
Yeah.
You know, because I know there's a big debate all the time whether it's a reskin or a remix. And a reskin is the exact same model, just retextured. Which isn't true for Combat Tech Jewels. You know, she is a different model.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is basically the same kind of jewels we've seen before, and she's been given, like, a polish.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Well, I'm looking through and I don't see any ones that I missed, so that looks like it concludes the skin review for Fortnite Wilds. So, we have quite a few in the B territory this season, and not that many S tier. Last couple of podcasts I've done, there was a lot of S tier and a lot of A tier characters, and not very many of B, C, and D. So it's nice to see that we're getting a little bit more constructive criticism into these characters, and not just, this one was cool. Yeah, I like this one. So that is all for this episode. Definitely one of the longer ones. Thank you so much, Brad, for joining me on this podcast. I'll definitely have you on again if you are interested again.
Of course.
Yeah, this is nice. It was nice. Next season, I usually am secretive about this, but I have pretty good confidence that this will end up happening. Next season for Chapter 4 Season 4 podcast, we'll actually have more than 2 guests. It's actually going to probably be my first one to have 4 people on the same podcast. So that'll be interesting to look forward to. But in the meantime, get ready. And the only question I have for you of this new Fortnite season is, are you in? Because I am. So thank you all. Support a creator on the top right. And if you want to support Brad on any of his socials, I will have all of them linked in the description below. And his support a creator as well is
FNAssist.
There you go. So that's all from us. We'll see you next time.